All right, it says that we are live. We will wait for the notification to get out to people and we will start momentarily. What is up, people? How are you all doing? Sup. Greetings, all my peeps, bitches, and motherfuckers. Peeps, bitches, and hoes, and motherfuckers. So, gonna add a new tier. How are you all doing? Sunday. Anywho, just gonna make sure the notification gets out to people first, and then we will begin momentarily. So, sit tight, people, sit tight. And then we will go from there. This is going to be a nothing special hangout. Just going to go over a few things that is going to be happening on the 18th and where we're going from there. This is mainly a hangout for the people who support me on Patreon, since a lot of people have been asking me, specifically my Patreon supporters have been asking me, and so since they're helping me fund my little hobby here, I figured I owe them some answers. So that's what this hangout is primarily going to be about. So hang tight, people, hang tight. Alright, so it seems like the notification got out to at least a few of you, and that's good enough for me. So we will go ahead and get started. So guys, how's it going? How's it going? So as you all are probably well aware of, at least I would hope if you follow me on Twitter, SpaceX is going to be doing a in-flight abort test on the 18th. And the 18th is going to be a Saturday at, I think it's at 8 o'clock in the morning. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But either way, it's going to be on the 18th. So what's going to happen on that day is SpaceX is going to launch a stripped-down version of the Falcon 9 with no second stage, or at least no second stage engine. There is going to be a dummy there just for this test, but what's going to happen is that as the Falcon 9 lifts off at max Q, which is the point where there's the most stress on the rocket from aerodynamic pressure, the Falcon 9 is going to shut down completely. And when that happens, they're going to fire the Super Draco engines on the Dragon crew capsule, and it's going to simulate an abort of the Dragon capsule from the Falcon 9 booster. At that time, the booster will be aerodynamically unstable. It will probably tumble and explode, and it's going to be, an amazing sight. There's going to be explosions and fire, and then the Dragon is going to come back under parachutes. At least that is the plan. We've been waiting for an in-flight abort test for a number of years now, ever since they first announced the Dragon the crew version of the Dragon spacecraft. And so I am looking so forward to this. It will be amazing. Now, a few things are going to be different for this particular rocket launch. Normally, what I do is I film my rocket launch videos in 4K with the Nikon P1000, the flat earther camera of choice. But for this particular video, I think it would be far more valuable to film it at 60 frames per second. So I will be dialing the resolution back down to 1080p, but the frame rate is going to go up to 60 frames per second. So that's what's going to happen on this rendered and upload of that particular launch. It will be at 1080p, 60 frames per second. I think a higher frame rate for this particular launch is going to be far more valuable than just sheer resolution. Another thing is that I think I figured out a way to kind of dampen the tremors that have been presenting themselves on a lot of my rocket launch videos, because at the zoom levels that I am working at, even my pulse shows up on footage. And there's two ways that I thought to solve that. One is to just stop my heart, which equals death. So I can't really do that option. Another little trick that I found is that with my twin handle tripod, I purchased these like exercise rubber bands. And so what I'm going to do is stretch a rubber band between the two handles and then track it using the rubber band as a kind of pulse shock absorber. I tried it already. Just got these shitty rubber bands from Amazon for like $8, and holy shit, they fucking work. So I think I'm going to survive with really, really clean, smooth footage and get you guys the highest quality shots that I can possibly give you. So yeah, rubber bands, exercise rubber bands as pulse shock absorbers equaling super smooth footage, and hoping for the best with that one. Again, I tested it. The footage seems a fuck of a lot smoother than it ever has been, so we'll go with that at least until my next setup is ready. That leads us to the second thing I want to talk about, and that is what's going to happen in the future. In the future, I will be ditching the tripods altogether for the Nikon P1000 because I don't think there is a replacement for just smooth servo motors and joystick control. It's similar to the setup that Astronomy Live has when he does his rocket launch filming, because he uses an LX200 telescope with auto tracking capabilities, and I have to do the old school basic bitch way of using a fluid head tripod, and that's why my videos always look worse than his. His is super smooth, super nice, and mine's kind of jittery and jumpy, and it requires a lot of processing power to kind of edit those tremors out of the video. So I'm starting to invest and look into possible replacements for the tripod. So that's where I will be showing you this image right here. So this is what Astronomy Live and myself have been testing. On the left side of the image, you'll see the Nikon P1000, again, the flat earther camera of choice, and a Celestron 4 SE, I believe it's called, mount, and it is being controlled by the joystick that you're seeing on the right side of the image, and the screen on the right side of the image, the small one right next to the laptop, is what I'm using to see the viewfinder. The joystick is connected through the computer, and then of course the mount itself is also connected through the computer, and all this together should equal super smooth pans and tilts. I should be able to smoothly follow the rocket, and because no one is going to be touching the camera while it's operating, no tremors, no shaking, no nothing. It should be really fucking smooth, and that's what I'm after. I'm after the smoothest possible footage out there, because one thing that I've noticed is that the smoother the image, the better the quality of video, the greater flat earth butthurt is produced. And remember, the main reason that we're doing this is to try and generate as much flat earth butthurt as possible. That's one of the reasons I am sticking with the Nikon P1000. Not because it's the best camera for the job. There are other cameras that I believe have the capability of giving me much better quality shots than what Nikon can offer here. But using the Nikon camera, we can generate more flat earth butthurt per upload, because it is with the Nikon P1000, the flat earther camera of choice, and using their camera of choice to debunk their horseshit will equal the most amount of flat earth butthurt. So it's a give and take. You have to kind of take the pros with the cons there. If I used any other camera, the quality would probably be better, but I don't believe it would result in as much flat earth butthurt. So Nikon P1000 it is, at least for now. But Astronomy Live and I are currently working on this, and we are just ironing out all the bugs before I put the investment in to purchase a rig of my own. I already have the laptop, I have the external monitor, the P1000, and just the sheer fucking willpower to go out there and set all this shit up, as well as a portable big power bank that would be able to power this mount once on location. And then, of course, you have the capture cards and the 4G LTE network, so I can live stream it while it's all happening, so that no one can claim CGI, because I'm literally going to be live streaming it, which, of course, will equal even more flat earth butthurt at the end of the day. Remember, the main goal of this is to generate as much flat earth butthurt as possible. So that is the goal. That's what I'm setting my mind to, and that's what we're going to do moving forward. Now, this is going to take some time to get all this shit together. Again, as you can see on the image here, we are testing it. We are just, again, ironing out all the bugs. This particular Celestron mount has a little bit of a tremor that makes the footage shaky. I don't know if it's a problem with the motors or because we're overloading the mount. But we believe that the next step up when it comes to what Celestron has to offer will be strong enough to hold the P1000, as well as the JB welded bracket that we made to hold the damn thing in the first place, because the P1000 is not a light camera. So, and just to be clear, we did balance it beforehand, so yes, balance is not an issue. It is balanced. It's just it just might be a little too heavy for this particular mount. But we'll be updating the mount. We'll be going next step up, and I think Celestron has one for like $450 shipped, so we might be doing that. And then you have to think about the joysticks, which the ones that we need in order to make this shit work is going to be at least $199. So this is a big fucking job. There is a lot of work that needs to go into making these things operate in the way that is prudent to getting the results that we want. There is a lot of shit that we need to, diagnose and work through and solve before I get image quality that is equivalent to what Astronomy Live has been posting for a number of years. So thank you, Astronomy Live, for helping me with this project. I appreciate you letting me use your Celestron mounts just for testing purposes. But we're in the testing stage. We're going to be working through it and making it as good as it can possibly get. Now, as far as the way we move forward from here, I'm thinking about launching a GoFundMe, but I may just say, fuck that. I'll just flip the bill my goddamn self, since a lot of people seem to be even more butthurt that some people have been running fundraisers for certain things. Even though this would be legitimately fucking awesome to run a fundraiser for, I might not go that far. So to all the Patreon supporters that have been supporting my rocket launch videos. I just want to say thank you so much. Because of your guys' support, this is why I'm able to move forward with the next step in my journey of getting the best possible footage of rocket launches that I can possibly get you guys. I'm doing my best, sir. I'm doing my best. But that's where we are right now. But another thing is with the in-flight abort test, I will still be able to get super smooth pan and tilts with the little rubber band mod. That way it dampens out my pulse. It should be really smooth, and I should get really awesome footage, especially if I dial it down to 1080p, where I will get 60 frames per second. Another thing that I've done to kind of get a jump on everyone is I've bought and installed Sony Vegas, my editor, onto my laptop. So after the footage has been captured and the fire and badassery and the everything, the launch is finally over, I am immediately going to plug the SD card into the laptop, get the footage off of it, and then immediately start editing and rendering so I can upload it right then and there. Not only do I want to be one of the only people live streaming it from their own personal perspective, I want to be one of the first people to upload a fully edited and rendered version of this abort test in 60 frames per second, 1080p quality, the whole 9 yards with that shit. I want to be one of the first. So literally, as I'm driving away, it's going to be rendering, and I'm going to try and hijack like a McDonald's Wi-Fi or something so I can upload the damn thing. Hopefully their internet speeds aren't complete shit, and I can be one of the first to upload a fully edited and rendered video of the in-flight abort test of the SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule. So that is the plan as of right now. And I am so fucking looking forward to it. This is going to be one hell of a fucking launch and abort test. This is going to be one hell of a video. I am as excited for this test as I was for my first ever Falcon Heavy, where I captured an unbroken shot of a Falcon booster from launch to landing. It's that big of a fucking deal. So I have a favor for everyone who is watching this. I have a favor for everyone who follows me on Twitter, and just spread the word that I am doing this. After this hangout goes, well, not live, I am going to be setting up the live stream for the 18th already. I'm setting this up way in advance so that no one has an excuse not to tune in and watch it. What I would like people to do is just spread the word that this is a thing and that people need to tune in on the 18th. I'm going to set it for 8 o'clock in the morning because I think that's when the launch is going to happen. So just spread the word on Twitter, spread around in others' live chats. If other people are going live, if you all can spread the word about this, that would be great as well. Just get the word out there that I will be doing this. I'm also going to be tweeting some people who are a lot more important than I am, like Scott Manley, Chris Hadfield, that kind of shit. And just see if I can get this retweeted and get it out there so that I can get as many people watching this as possible. And I swear to fucking God, I am going to be the first one to upload an edited version of this video, and I'm going to be one of the only ones live streaming it from their personal perspective, live streaming it from the Nikon P1000, again, the flat earther camera of choice. So if you all can do me that solid favor, get the word out there. And also, if you would like to support what I do for these rocket launch videos, consider supporting me on Patreon. The link is on my channel. I may put it in the description of this video if you would like. The Patreon is only for rocket launch videos. So if you become a Patreon, you're a Patreon supporter, you're not going to get charged unless I produce a rocket launch video. That's all the Patreon is for, and that's all it will ever be for. So if you guys can please spread the word, that'll be great. It'll be hugely appreciative. And after the abort test is over, I'm going to, get back in contact with Astronomy Live and get my auto tracking joystick rig set up so that for the next rocket launch we can try it with the electric motors instead of a fluid head tripod that can show my pulse on the video. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. This was just a quick update video about the SpaceX in-flight abort test, as well as the updates going on and the testing that's going on with the rig that you now see in front of you. I appreciate all my Patreon supporters, and if you're about to become a Patreon supporter, thank you so fucking much. It's because of your guys' support that I'm able to do awesome shit like this and produce the amount of Flat Earth butthurt that I've been able to produce over the number of years that I've been doing this. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you all have a really good night. And before I actually head off, let me just do my due diligence here. Occult $5. I'm gonna go into the kitchen to master R because my money is well spent. Good shit. Aloha and Flat Earth for $5. And yep, that's pretty much it for Super Chat, so I think I did my due diligence. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.